Okie dokie. I've never played a game of League of Legends or watched any of the cinematics they've put out. I've definitely heard of it, everyone has, and when I found out they were releasing a TV show, I didn't really give it much notice. Then everyone started talking about it. With the amount of praise I was hearing, I couldn't help but at least check it out. And I definitely see what the hype was about now. Arcane is about duality. We have the City of Progress, Piltover, a country built on scientific achievement, and the slums of the Undercity, Zorn, the dark side of the moon that Piltover neglects. Tensions are rising between the two halves, and we peer into the cracks through the eyes of our characters, who also share a lot of the same themes of two sides separated by the struggle for power. If you don't know much about League of Legends, we're on the same boat. My knowledge stops at KDA and Jinx fan art. So much Jinx fan art. But this show doesn't ask you to have any in-game knowledge before starting. As much as this is the origin for some iconic characters that I don't know, the worldbuilding is phenomenal in this show. They know how to feed you the information you need to understand this universe without overloading you, crafting two very contrasting cities that we soon feel like we've known for ages. It's amazing what they have already built in Arcane, and I know from voices on the internet that Piltover and Zorn are not the only locations in this world. It's fascinating to wonder what else lies in a universe so rich in lore. Even though I'm not a League player, when the show first mentioned Jinx, my ears instantly perked up at the only character I knew. Even from the opening, I got giddy every time I saw the characters pick up a weapon and start to resemble their stone statues more and more. I imagine for League of Legends fans, there's a plethora of characters that are easily recognizable and maybe some that are a bit more subtle. It must be so fun to see characters you know come to life. I'd love to experience it for myself if it wasn't for my fear of MOBAs. I don't think they're bad games, I worry that they're good games and I'll lose days if I get addicted to one. One thing I need to mention is the art. It looks amazing. You always know which city you're in from a glance. Piltover is built with shining gold architecture, technology seen as even part of people's attire, and Zorn is forever covered in shadows, only lit up by hues of neon purple and green. Everything has a art style reminiscent of hand paintings, and the characters have such fluidity to their movement, especially noticeable in the action scenes. The 2D visual effects really stand out against the CG. They mix so well together, and they create a unique look that steals your eyes at every scene. Jinx's mental state is a great example, using colourful scribbles and scratches to show how her trauma has affected her. The cinematography is so stylish as well. It breathes life into even the day-to-day moments, and serves to enhance the already great drama and action scenes. The characters themselves are all following their own little stories, building their goals along with the world they live in. They have so much nuance as well, from a ruthless leader developing paternal instincts, to an opportunistic politician facing the family that cast them aside. Like mentioned before, the duality of this series is also being shown with numerous character pairings that have them act as foils to each other to add more depth to their personalities. There's some subtle moments illustrating the duality concept as well, like one scene where a character is on the verge of jumping to their death, but they get interrupted by their partner. The same scene happens during the end of the season, but with the role swapped the second time. There's so many deeper themes created using these character stories as well, bringing up familiar messages of family, class discrimination, and nods to good old Oppenheimer as well. Arcane, however, portrays these themes with such a masterclass usage of tone and morality to make them feel fresh and daunting again. Every plot turn feels like it carries so much weight with it as well. My heart sinks whenever a character makes a mistake or betrays a close friend. The emotion is so raw, with the guilt of fracturing your family or spiraling into corruption for the pursuit of a better world. I actually got pretty upset when I saw the Glasses guy, a background character from the first episode, had become addicted to Shimmer, a toxic substance that carries a variety of uses in Zorn. Even small moments like this was able to make me feel like I was finding out an old friend was battling a drug affliction. Jinx, an easy example, lives up to her name, as stated in the show many times. All these characters are trying to do what they can to avoid war between the two factions, but her madness and misunderstandings continue to, well, jinx everything. She's such a heartbreaking character to watch. My joke about her pseudonym is actually something that she struggles with constantly, wanting to do better and not just mess everything up. And it's even sad to know that this sentiment falls with mostly every character. They continue to fall deeper and deeper into tragedy as they all fight for what they believe is right. Arcane ends on a shocking cliffhanger, and a second season can't come soon enough. Every part of the show is just top tier, no matter if it's the writing, characters, animation, soundtrack, or voice acting. I just want to continue watching these characters and hope that they get their happy endings, as they fall further and further off the breaking point. We're at the starting line for a brand new cinematic universe, and I'm so excited to be along for the ride. Thanks for watching. I'd love to hear more about this game's in-game lore in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, I'd really appreciate it if you liked and subscribed, and I hope you all have a good rest of your day.